Hi, this is Jason Furman. And in this segment, in several segments, this is going to be a bit of a quick overview, but I had some questions from a couple of people regarding use of rudiments in application to the drum set. I always make sure that I do some snare drum etudes. I'll be putting some more of the Charlie Wilcoxon from Modern Rudimental Swing Solos on the video site because I think those are really great, comprehensive, rudimental approaches to snare drum playing, which you can apply to the drum set. The simpler ones that I was asked about were one regarding the single stroke and the double stroke. So in this segment, we're going to just talk about single strokes and double strokes, role or approach as far as they apply to the drum set. When you want to think about how both of those are musically, a single stroke is our staccato stroke, meaning every time that we hit the head, and the drums are a little detuned right now, so I use calfskin heads, and I didn't put the heaters on, and it's been raining a lot here up in New York. So every time, if you can imagine just seeing this drum head, and it like a wave or water, every time I make a stroke, it's a new impact on the head. Imagine if we're striking and dropping things into the water. So each new stroke is a new energy of impact into the head. And that, even though we may be keeping a single tone, we're directly impacting onto the head, instigating a new wave, crashing into the other waves. So it tends to make each of those strokes come out cleaner, stronger. Now what we have with our double strokes, if you look back when I talked about how to learn and play double stroke rolls, those we'll call our legato. Those are more of our long-tone, smooth sound. So when we do two strokes per hand, as I talked before in approaching double stroke, whether you play match grip or traditional grip, what you're going to have is the sticks should be dancing on the head. I use that kind of imagery. If you have these waves, this is more like skipping a stone on water rather than dropping lots of stones into the water. So this is each of those. I'm using the flow and energy of those waves at the head to make my strokes. Or with traditional. And this is tuned pretty low so you can get to hear a little bit easier. As opposed to the re-instigating each stroke when single strokes are staccato. So almost everything that we do sticking-wise is a combination of singles and doubles. So applying these onto the drum set, some people you'll see maybe tend to use a lot of single strokes, especially guys that had a very fast single stroke roll. Could be guys like Will Kennedy. He has very fast single stroke roll. Obviously Vinny Colaiuta does. I've seen lots of people with different varying controls of single stroke roll. I don't have even close to a blazing single stroke roll. So when I'm playing faster stuff, I tend to use double strokes because it's more natural for me. But I try to make sure that I can balance what I want between my staccato and legato strokes to make phrases. But start experimenting with each. And I recommend going through Gary Chaffee's Stickings book. The very first half deals with all single strokes. And then the second half, in the middle actually it has double strokes, and then what he calls compound stickings. A lot of them the stickings will seem very familiar. What he calls 4B or 6B, to us maybe a paradiddle or a paradiddle diddle or a paradiddle. So these are our phrases. We don't have to necessarily have scales like other instruments. So what this does is it allows us to have that type of phrasing. So I recommend moving around the drum set with singles, taking your time. And this isn't relegated to any particular style. This is on a little jazz kit, so we'll be talking about just uses of triplets and maybe 16th notes, but getting to know what that feels like to play constant single strokes around the kit. Just practice at varying speeds. Don't go past anything that's comfortable in the beginning. I suggest if you're looking to gain speed, that will come with time. But try to make sure you feel relaxed and try to really feel the staccato of the stroke. And once you get comfortable, start using and adding accents and working on phrases. One good thing to always work on if you're going to say approaching 16th notes. It's a good thing to just do a samba foot pattern, and we'll talk about this using doubles also, where it's just 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So it's right foot, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, right. And playing 16th notes, single stroke on the snare drum. After you do this, start moving it around the kit in different phrases, accents, dynamics, and different varying tempos, making sure that your hands line up evenly with the samba pattern. I find this helps students to check that their distance between each note is consistent.